Let's say like we have 3 pages. The first one we call it index. The second one we call it I don't know, about us, those HTML. And the third one you will call it like I don't know, services.
Oh, you have a
Those.
Copilot?
Oh yeah, I have everything. I am lazy. Uh, well, as
Subscription.
lazy as you, the company who's paying, I'm not paying.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Okay, first we will just say two things. Why I will use in this case VS Code. First one, let's put aside Copilot. We have something called a element. Element allow me to do stuff like this. You write HTML and then you have element. This comes for free in your VS Code. All of you have this one. And you go and you go, okay, HTML5. We have the information, the doc type of document that we are writing, HTML, the language. This is good in order to know the code that we are using for the language. Imagine that you are using Russian. Here you can put Russian, you can put Kyrgyz, you can go Uzbek, you can go to wherever you need it. Yes, Spanish. What? Exists some letter that exists in every different language, and that help you to to tell the language. Have you? Now it's not common, but before you were going to a website and you see some like a Chinese letter because the parsing was not able to do it. The parsing is when this page is seen in the browser. That is the parsing. Okay. Let's go over here. We have the body where we write everything. We can just say, for example, okay, I want one div, and inside that div, I will create one anchor tag, and I want 3 links. That is, you are just saying. Inside, this is create me a div. Inside that div, create me 3 anchors or 3 links, and there we have it. One div, and this is very interesting to use it, and I will encourage you to use it. I think a good developer is a lazy developer. It's very difficult to learn to do the things a little bit fast. Then, if you memorize this small thing, it will help you. Then we have these 3 different links. Link one, link two, and link three. This is like at the first page. Because I am lazy, I will just copy this one and I will just put it here. And instead of, I will just rename it. Yeah, I will just say, for example, H1 or header one, like about us, about us. And the third one is services. I have the 3 pages. Now I want to link them. You go to the link, you press dot, slash, and you look in this case what you want to link. That is how I will do it in my VS Code. Okay. Then you say, okay, this will be about us. This one will be services. And this one, because I wanted, uh, I will just put it in an index. Maybe you need an index. Okay. You code everything. Now this page, in this case, in this page, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you already installed it in your VS Code. You will have something that is called Live Server. I just like it. You can install it. You go here and extensions, and those extensions, you have a lot of tools. Think about your telephone, and you can just install it. There are different ones that you have, live preview, or all of these are basically the things. But Light Server is the one that I like it. Why? because it has 44 millions, then it's quite secure to use. Everything that you are installing in your computer has some risk, then usually go for the one that they have a lot of users. And I will open it with the live server. I will open the and then I have it. Okay, I will go to the link one. Okay, this is cool. I will go to the link two. Okay, that is everything. I finished what I was doing. Then my homework, I will have to do it in this way. First, this one will be, for example, home one. We get the index. And now here's come we save it. And here will come the bad thing. These links that you have here, you will have to create a node. Go the pen. Is the Apple part. You go, create the pen, a new pen. And what we do is, I get this about us. You copy and you paste this. You save it. This one will create to this URL. That URL is the one that you will copy here and replace it for the URL that you have. It's not the best way, it's what we have it. It's just easy for this and for the other one, open the code pen and check it. Why I will not use code pen since the beginning? Because I like to use this element, for example, H1, I press tab and this open and close my, in this case, my tags, and that make my life easier. I'm not sure that if that respond the question.
Yeah, Mario, it's good. It's really saves our time.
Yeah.
But I thought we can do it without changing the link. I thought we can just do everything here and put it once. Okay, it's better than nothing. Yes, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's really doing nothing. But I'm sorry. The thing is, like a code pen is basically for one page. We don't have in this case folders or anything that we can create it. We can just basically just fold on and fold, but we don't have our pages. Maybe in the future, or this can check if, for example, we can use something else for example, another tool, right? In this case, yeah, well, we can experiment with what we can use in this case. Let me just see. Maybe we can try to use in the future Replit. Yeah, because no, but this one we will use it when we are using the JavaScript that is easier to do it. But I think like no one has tried to use another code pen, and it's like if what is working, if it's working, don't change it. American way. Okay. Any other question, my dear friend, that we may have? Because I don't really want to do your homework today. Maybe tomorrow I can do the homework today. That would be a little bit help, but at least you try to do it. I am not a person who learns by in this case. If I put it everything easy, I think it would be not that easy. Elsada, Galdarov, Isabek, Casalbek, Rustam, Chanel. Any question that you may have?
I have a question. I hope it's not
Yes.
a dumb question. So, as I remember, HTML, we can each of the sections has their own sections, and if we're gonna just learn all this like syntax, can we learn all of them? Is it like, is there a limit of them, or can we create our own? Is it a thing, or?
Yes. Both questions First one, I love your question. Second, the best question is always a dumb question. And the third one is you answer yourself in the two ways that is possible. It's possible to extend it. Yes, it's possible to extend it because you can create your own tags. That is the new version of HTML that is arriving. It's not common, but I will tell you that exists around 100, in this case, 104, if I'm not mistaken, right now. How many HTML tags are there? 104 or 140 something. Okay, 142. 142. But honestly, we don't use it all of them. I don't even remember 104. I will tell you what is needed, or the most common that you will need is, if you remember the H1, that's the H1 go to H6. Okay. The other one that is important is the paragraph. Then you will have, in this case, the order list with the, in this case, the link or the line item that we have. Okay, then you have the order list that also have like the elements inside. The other one that we have is the span. And later, I think next class, you will learn about which one of these one is in line or which one is block. The other one that you have is a div. This is that you have it. And you will have, these are the most common. Basically, with those ones that I wrote over there from A1 to A6, paragraph, UL, span, and div, those are the most common one that you will be using all the time. The other one, I Google it, for example, there are some very strange, example, audio. Audio, that is not something that I am using all the time. Just, or there is another one that is called Canvas. These two are very unlikely you to use it. It's very weird that you create your own HTML tag for one reason. First one, because let's say like at the front end, we learn the HTML tags because we will use it in React. React is just a way to manage this one. It doesn't matter if you learn React, Vue, or Angular. That is something for the future. You create your own tags, or you create your own component, we call it in that case, because they are not just one tag, they are something more complex inside. If you remember this one, you are safe. I mean, this, I am telling, this is the minimum, the bare minimum that you have to remember. And the other one, you will just get it with the time. Exists so many, but not that useful like every day. There are 141. I don't have too much space in my brain to learn them all.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mario,
Also
can
had
you? I'm sorry.
Sorry, my bad. I also had the question about the more of a hierarchy, I guess. It's about the division of being a senior, junior, and middle. So basically, in order for you to become better, all you need to do is just know all of them and just practice?
No,
Or how does it
no.
work? How do you become a senior?
Okay, that is a very good question. Well, no, it's a very nice question, but let me go over. Vector wanted a question because your
Sorry.
question is more related with behavior, but I will answer it completely. But if someone has something technical, I can go over it. But your question is absolute. Or if no one has another question, I can go with you.
Yeah, I have a question, but it's not technical. I just wanted to know to ask: is there any link to that using the shortcuts for that using
Yes, I
tags
can
in
send it.
HTML?
Yeah. It's like HTML. You have, I can put these shortcuts, and this one will be okay here. here you have it. Here you have it. This is cool. I will send it to you. And there you have. There are plenty you can practice if you want it. Don't get too much time here because you will get crazy. There are some people that are so cool doing this thing. I just know the basics. I just know this part and this part. Look, if you understand this one, and this one is enough. But look, there are a lot of things that you can learn. It's a completely language. Okay. And you can just go
Thank you.
over. You're welcome. Okay, now I will go with Elsa. Juniors, seniors, I will tell you that that is very funny part that the senior developer is not always the best technically speaking. Sometimes you can have a junior developer with a technical, with a so high technical way to do it. And let me just go here. I think I can share you something from the company in order to just to see in this case what we have. In this case, competence individual. Okay, here you have. Look, this is how in a company, and the majority of companies use the same. There is like a, what is the senior, or what is the junior, and how this is meeting. The meeting is not about the technical. It's not about, in this case, how complete you are for the company. For example, a junior developer, the main characteristic of a junior developer is that the things that can do everything himself and cannot ask questions. Okay, when you are more independent, you don't need a lot of guidance. You don't need, in this case, a lot. Then you pass to be an L2 or a middle developer, you can say. Then when you start teaching others, that in this moment you are like L3 or a middle high developer. But when you go to a senior developer, you know you are a complete developer. You know how, for example, you are a good coding, you are a good communicating, you are good managing people, you are good in this case for example, in the structures or in this case, how the company works in order to manage your own team. For example, right? Usually the senior developer is the one that is the leading of the other developers, helping them. And you are not spending the majority of time coding. You code some time and you have a good experience to develop something, but you are doing it. As more as you advance in your career, for example, then you have the staff engineer, principal engineer, and depending as big as the company, as big as the name that they added, you start coding even less. You start coding even less. You pass to reviews. For example, as more as I advance in my career, most time is spent checking what the juniors are doing. How is the code of the juniors? Giving them advice, coding myself, and that is the thing. Knowing how to do the thing doesn't mean like I remember all those pieces of code that you are seeing over there. You have tools to learn. Now that you are starting as a developer, you need to memorize things. But with the time pass, doesn't get to you like a driving. I mean, you are driving not because you remember that what is the specific moment. No, you do it by inertia. Okay. It's very relative, this junior, senior. But think about senior about more about coaching than about coding. Yes, the senior developer is a very good coder. I mean, like, he's a very good developer who knows a lot, have experience, know how to solve the problem. But it's not saying like maybe you can have a junior developer that is technically more intelligent, let's say it like this. I have juniors, but they are much better than me remembering all the code. What is the difference? I know that this exists one problem. I know how to solve it. Why? Because my experience gives me confidence to be calm during moments of tension, like when something is falling apart, then you already know that this is going to happen. But the junior usually panic in the moment. And and get frozen. As intelligent you are, or as much code that you know it, or how the process are working. Then it's very subjective, the way junior to senior. There are seniors that for me, they are not even juniors, and there are juniors that tend to be senior. But I will tell you that from one to another one, the difference is around 5 years. The junior developer is the newbie, like a 1 to 2 years. The L2, L3, like a 3, 4. Senior is as a 5. But for example, the senior that I have it, they are coming from Google, from Amazon, that they got put in over there. I mean, they have much more experience than me. And sometimes when you are getting into the company, they will never put you as a senior. Why? You need to learn all the process of the company, how the things are done, how the people communicate. You need to gain the trust of the team in order to go over there. Then that is the way that I have learned in my career how is junior to senior. It's not about I understand all these things from the beginning from the end. That's it. And as I say it, everything is quite opinionated. This is also opinionated. This is how I
Right.
see it in my career. Mhm.
Thank you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mario?
That's really
Mhm.
So, like, just additional questions about this. Like, what do you like about being a programmer, like the developer? Like this process or something different, maybe just money or what? Right now, what
Doesn't
is it?
matter. Doesn't matter. What motivates you doesn't motivate me. In my case, this is what I have been doing all my life. I don't know anything else to do. I mean, as I told you, I started to programming in '96. This is what I do. And there are two things. Now I do it as a work. I go, I wake up, I work. I try to not to get stressed, to feed my family, to give my family what is needed, to travel is a good career. I work from home and it's cool. I mean, like I am open. This is opening the world, the doors everywhere in the world, even Germany right now. For example, remove. You don't have to be engineer. When I arrived, you needed to be an engineer in computer science to come here. Now, no, you can come with a bootcamp and they are accepting you. That is something good. They will start in yes, Quebec.
Yeah, I have a question. So, software engineers in the time of AI raising up. So there are a lot of AI training to code, so how to code. So do you think software engineer and I don't know, full stack, all the engineers is gonna be losing jobs sometimes, or how it's gonna affect? What do you think about that?
Well, I see it as a helper. For what reason? Look, there is even one joke that says the day that AI will replace it is when, in this case, you will have to give it the right information to the AI to build you something. And the problem is you never got the right information. Sometimes, like something is failing the customer, I want this, and then you have to change it because it's not what they wanted, and that is always going forward over here. But here comes the thing. Everything changed. If you think, I'm not sure how old are all of you, but if you remember, we used to have some profession that they disappear, and it happened all the time or evolve. Let's say, for example, the person who was using the chariot, right? Who is using the chariot. Then in this case, now we have cars. The chariot disappear. Maybe this will happen to computer science, yes, but think about that is not going to happen. React, I will just put you one topic about React. React was created in 2012. 2012. I mean, already 12 years. In my job, I still find code created in 2012. And think about AI trying to to recode 15 millions of lines of code that we were created 12 years ago. I think that we still have like another 10 or 12 years in the future. But
Okay.
maybe what we are creating now would be for AI. I
Okay,
think that we
okay,
are safe.
you're saying you're saying we are safe for now, right? At least for 10 years. Okay, that's a little optimistic.
Yeah. No, and all the time. I mean, like everybody say, why do you need a calculator? The calculator was invented like a long time ago, and the mathematics will lose their job because you can use the computer to calculate everything. But there is someone who has to give you the computer all the information in order to fulfill that information.
Yeah, I agree with that. That as long as we have bad requirements, and bad requirements are everywhere, so even no requirements, so it's gonna be. But yeah, but some companies just kind of so I don't know how hiring less. So yeah, they need less developers and more
No,
UI
yeah,
users. But yeah, it's gonna be
yeah.
not so. So yeah, maybe so they didn't need to hire thousands developer, but they need only 100 and using AI.
Yes. That is a good point. Yeah, maybe in the future, when it's advancing, it will take, in this case, less developer and the jobs will go down. And that is absolutely, I think that is very feasible and it's something that is going to happen. That is why we have to start, learn, get some experience, and go over there. The good thing about computer science, you can go to a different field. You don't have to be just front end because at the very end you learn JavaScript. I try to teach you computer science. I try to tell you why or design pattern or another thing in order you to apply it to any language that you want to. That is the main idea or what I find. If you just want to be a front end, memorize this thing and go and get a front end. But if you want to go a little bit further, try always to think why this thing is done in this way. If you understand the why, then it doesn't matter what you will be doing because the main job of that engineer, and this is the general concept, is solve problems. It's not about coding, and you are a coder. So our engineer is someone who solves problems. Now that you are advancing, you are studying, let me give you the best advice that I can give you. Put you put your hands here and think before putting it into the keyboard. If you just put your hands into the keyboard and you start typing letters over there, it will be more difficult. If you think first and then you do it, it will be here, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And as you were saying, the requirement, which are your requirements, what you want to do. When you know what to do, then it's easier to do it. But this is something that you will learn in the future, and I hope you will remember me.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Any other question that we may have? Just sometimes just to ask, to lose the fear to hear your voice. It's very important. Yes?
Mario, what I need also. So I see here span for what's his function? Span.
Okay. First one is just in line, and we use it when we don't know what to add. It's like a joker card. For example, yes, it's a joker card. You just write whatever, and it doesn't have any styles in it. But the span is the joker card, basically.
So for
It
what
is.
is this joke?
For everything that you don't have idea. When you start using CSS, you will know that it's very useful and needs to apply CSS to a specific person document. For example, let's think like you say, hello, something here, Mario, and you say, I want this one into, for example, into a paragraph, and this one will be here. Let's say it like this. this one, and here. Then I use it in order to say, okay, I want this one blue. When you started to use CSS, you will see it because you will have everything white, but in the middle of the line, you want to have this like, for example, blue, and you use it in order to select elements easily.
Got it.
You-
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, something else.
So if nobody has questions, can you tell about your work schedule?
I don't have. I just have a work schedule where I
How
work.
many hours like usually the programmers work? Like
Look, this is very subjective. And you will hear that some developer they suppose that I work 8 hours, but that is not true. And when I say it's not true, it's because look, being very clear, sometimes I am just too lazy, or sometimes I just spend 2, 3 hours thinking what I am going to do, and then I do it in 1 hour, and then I say, okay, I finished. I send my code, and maybe someone will review it 2 or 3 or one day. It's very subjective. I try to not to work more than to not to be sitting more than 8 hours. I use something that is called Pomodoro. And if I make 7 or 10 Pomodoro concentrating my job, I give the day for a good day. Sometimes I have too many meetings that maybe I will spend more hours, but I try to not to for me it's a job already. When you are starting, you get a lot of into because you want to learn it. But this is absolutely normal. But as more time do you pass, as more you think it as a job and like, okay, I finish what I have to. I make today. I want to do this, this, and this. If I do it, okay, my day is done.
yeah.
Yeah, Mario.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have a question. So developers, how much testing your developers does? So unit testing only, or if they use Cypress to
Yeah,
developers, or no?
yeah, I
Okay.
do it.
So can you?
Yeah, in my case,
Okay.
I create unit testing and to unit testing and this okay, well, give me a second. Unit testing, end-to-end testing, but I also use integration tests. I wrote basically when I am writing, I write in those three: unit, integration, and end-to-end as a developer. But this happened lately before when there was a lot of money. We have a lot of testing engineers, but they are firing them. The first one they go, so the testing engineer, we have to do it everything. But I find it like a good practice that the developer must know how to test their code. The other testing I'm not doing. For example, I am not doing a testing, for example, stressing. I don't have stress testing, and I don't have, in this case, smoke tests, and there are a lot of tests, but those three I do it. And during the course, I will at least show you end-to-end test, these 3 types of testing that I do it: unit, integration, and end-to-end.
But yeah, for the end-to-end test, is it written by developers or QA engineers in your team? Or do you,
No.
so you're saying you don't have QA engineers?
There are QA engineer, but they are after I finish. But what I am doing, I have to test it.
They have your own end-to-end testing, right? And you have
Yes.
your own. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, because it's like if I know that I am adding something to the process or to the flow, I have to test it. Okay, it's working. And there are different approach that you can take it. In my case, I am using something that in this case that wait, so I am kidding myself. That in this case is test driven development, TDD. We are using this approach. I write my test then I write my code. It is something that takes more time, but it's quite more secure, called TTT.
Okay, yep, thank you.
Mhm.
And thank you for that cheat sheet. It's really good, yeah. It's gonna be kind of a feeling like you're more professional, even using shortcuts, right?
Oh yeah. There is as a developer you get lazy with the time, and lazy doesn't mean bad. Personally, I don't think like a lazy person is a bad person. There are two types of lazy. There is the lazy who looks the easy way to do the thing, and there is the lazy who doesn't do anything. I like to be the lazy who think, okay, how can I do this faster to rest more or to have more time for me? I invest some time doing it at the beginning, learning all these shortcut is difficult, but with the time make your life easier. What is a long term? What you want a long term? Think about that one, and you will be absolutely fine.
I think I'm gonna have more of a philosophical question over here, but from your own experience as a person who've been in the area for a while now, what is a bad motivation to study the like computer science? I mean, why when it's not a good idea to do that? What kind of like if you're money motivated only, is it a good thing, or like I'm not sure.
Okay, I will not talk about bad motivation because motivation I find it fine. If it's for the money, man, I am doing it for the money now. Before it was because I love it, computer science, but now I do it. I love it. I like it. But this it's a good money. I think like the bad part, there are two characteristics that I will say is not good. If you don't like to have problems, because every day here is to have problem, or if you are someone who give up so easily, because sometimes you can spend weeks trying to solve problem and you will have that problem in your head for a while. At the beginning sounds very, it's not difficult, it's just sometimes you don't have the experience to do it. That is everything. You just have to understand if you have one characteristic. The Japanese say, uh, hard work will beat the intelligence. Just think that computers, coding, computer science, whatever, is not about intelligent or not intelligent. Just don't give up. But if you are a person who give up very easily, think it twice. The other one, if you do it for money, man, it's fun. Just if you love it, oh, perfect. You will be doing what you love, and you will be feeding your family. If you do it for the money, then think about it. Like in the construction, right? Nothing is easy. Everything that is complicated is worth it. I would just say that if you don't like to be in a stressful place where you have to think to find solution, that's it. That is the only way that I can say, like, okay, maybe this is not your place. If, for example, if you give up too easily, because if you give up too easily, this will be difficult for you. Because sometimes I am trying to do something here and doesn't work. Just why? I don't know. And I have to look for information, find for information, ask people, ask questions. And that's it. I think that from all my classmates, the only people who didn't make it, they were the one who or didn't ask questions, or they thought that it was easy. And it's not easy. It's not complicated. This is not rocket science, but it's not that easy. And you have to know that you will have moments in your career that they will be stressful, like in any other place. And, yeah. And a lot of people will know more than you. And that is what I tell you. I mean, the motivation, I think that is personal. You have to know it like money. Why? I find it correctly to be motivated for money. Maybe you want to help your family in a better way, then you know it. Okay, I know that this is difficult, but I am doing it for my family. That they need the money is fine. Of- Because you love, that is cool. Because you don't want to work in the future much, yes, it get easy with the time, but at the beginning it's complicated. But if you give up early, if you are that person who doesn't want to face problem, better maybe not to go in this thing because you will have headaches all the time. And everybody will help you. Nobody is expecting one junior developer do very complex thing. And when you are entering into the company, they will train you too. If you give up easily, then this is not for you. That I will tell you, yes.
Okay.
Be-
Okay, thank you. That answered my question.
Okay. Okay, I still have like a 1 minute, 2 minutes. If anyone has something for tomorrow, it will be a little blah blah, but we will solve today homework, okay? In order to you to get something from me. Thank you for giving me your time. Anything that you need, you can text me. Sometimes I answer, sometimes in Slack. Sometimes I ignore you, but the majority of the time I answer. If you need something, please feel free. If anything that you needed. And with me, the classes are Friday. Basically, the first Friday, there is not much that I can show you. There is just the homework that we will do it all together. If someone wanted, next week I will be starting with something more useful that is about Git, and then Git Advanced, and then so on, so on, so on. If you want, if you have question or something to review it, I always at the beginning of my class I ask, there is something that you want to review it, and you can start with the question in that case. I wish you a very good day and sleep well. Sleep and rest is very important. Don't get too much stress the first week. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. If you get tired at the beginning, maybe it's not good for your health. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Maria, and have
You're
a good
welcome.
morning.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Gildis is here just in case.
Yes, Mario, I'm here. You can leave. Let me stay for a while. Maybe guys will have questions. So, hello everyone one more time. If you have any questions, please let me know.
No question. Everything was super clear. Thank you so much. Can we leave?
Okay.
now?
Yeah, you can leave.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Just
Bye-bye.
in case you can text me,
Bye.
okay? See you.
Okay, sounds good.
Mhm.
Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.